Hi, Bulldog Gardeners. It's great to see you. I'm here in our school garden and everything looks so beautiful for fall. Over our lessons this fall, we have talked a lot about plant life cycles. There are 3 main types of life cycles that we will talk about today. First are annual plants. Most plants in our garden have an annual life cycle, as is the case for sunflowers. Annual plants live their life cycle in 1 year. For example, a sunflower seed is planted in the spring, germinates, grows tall over the summer, and produces a flower full of seeds by fall. By the time its seeds are formed, the plant has stopped growing and will soon be killed by frost. Luckily, those seeds can survive in the cold and will enable a whole new crop of sunflowers to grow again next spring. Second are biennial plants. Biennial plants take 2 years to complete their life cycles. For example, carrots. If they are not pulled and eaten after making their yummy root, will keep living for 2 years before sending up a flower and making seeds before dying. Other biennial plants in the garden include beets and cabbage. Third are perennial plants. Perennials are plants that can live for many years. Perennials will flower and make seeds every year, and they do not get killed by the cold weather. They will keep living for many seasons before they die. Examples of perennials in our garden are strawberries, asparagus, and of course, all trees.
Trees are a great example of plants who have a perennial life cycle. For example, an apple tree lives for many, many years. Each year, it puts on new growth in the spring, produces many flowers, which then turn into fruit that contains seeds. Of course, those seeds can be planted to make more apple trees. Still, the apple tree where the fruit came from continues to live. It lives through the summer and the fall when cold weather begins. During that time, the leaves fall off the tree in time for winter, when the days are short and the temperature is too cold for photosynthesis. And the cycle begins all over again in the spring. Perennials will eventually die once they have lived the amount of seasons that is typical for their species.
So, since all plants eventually die, how do we still have so many plants everywhere on Earth? The answer for many, many plants is seeds. Seeds are how a plant species survive. What is a plant species? Species is a scientific name given to label a type of plant. Scientists have given every living organism on Earth a label so that we can learn how to identify all types correctly. These types start with big groupings called families. Out in the garden, every plant is a member of a family. Plants are placed in a family based on similarities among their flowers and fruits. For example, the cucurbit family includes cucumbers, melon, pumpkin, squash, watermelon, summer squash, zucchini, and gourd. Can you see how all these vegetables are related? Within every plant family, there is a more specific grouping called a genus. For example, within the cucurbit family, the genus Cucurbita includes a smaller group of gourds, melons, squashes, and pumpkins. But it gets more detailed than that. Since plants within a genus are still quite different from one another, we use the term species to tell them apart. For example, a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin is in the Cucurbita genus, but there are actually many different types of pumpkins. Jack-o'-lantern pumpkins are a species named Cucurbita pepo. Those giant pumpkins, those are Cucurbita maxima. And here's a fun fact. There are about 9 million species of plants in the world. The many species of annual plants all around us would die out if they did not make seeds and successfully find a way to plant them. Let's take a look at how they do that. We already learned that seeds contain baby plants. Each plant makes seed that is totally unique to its species. In the garden, each species relies mostly on gardeners to save seeds and plant those seeds year after year. In that way, garden plant species survive. But out in a park or a forest, nobody is going out there with packets of seeds to help them replace dead plants. In nature, the seeds of trees and plants have their own ways of spreading their seeds, called seed dispersal. Dispersal means to spread. Seeds must find a place to grow where there is enough room, soil, nutrients, water, and sunlight. That means that they have to travel away from the parent plant and other seeds. If they all land in the same place, they will have to compete for resources. Seeds are dispersed by humans, animals, wind, water, and bursting or exploding. Humans purposefully collect and save seeds of crops and plants that we like to grow, such as garden veggies, grains, and fruits. In plants like apple trees, raspberries, and grapes, one or more seeds are housed within a fruit.
Animals eat fruit of all kinds and then expel the undigested seeds far away from the parent plant where the seeds were eaten, thus dispersing the seeds for the plant.
Acorns are collected by squirrels and buried across its habitat. Sandburr grass seeds have hooks that attach to an animal's furry coat or our socks. Dandelion and milkweed seeds are suspended from feathery parachutes that are carried on the wind. The fruit of maple and ash trees have wings that let them float on the air. Some seeds can be carried by water, like the coconut or lotus plants. Other plants propel their seeds through an explosion or burst of seeds. This is the case for violets and exploding cucumbers. We gardeners use this knowledge to understand how plants and weeds we grow can set seed and reseed themselves. Gardeners, for this week's activities, you will be taking a closer look at the neat ways that plants disperse their seeds. For your journal assignment, put yourself in the shoes of a seed. Which seed would you like to be? How would you like to travel from your parent plant to a new place in which to grow? Describe it in a few sentences, or draw a picture to illustrate your story. Have fun! Thanks for being with me today for our garden lesson. I'll see you next time.
Bulldog Gardeners, we've collected some great videos about and of seed dispersal in action. Please check them out.
Plant your seeds and watch them grow. The light will always know where to go. You will always keep my heart and soul strong.